is Everyday Expertise, and I'm Angela. And it's November, so it's time for NaNoWriMo, the National Novel Writing Month. Each year, hundreds of thousands of writers at all levels of their craft commit to write at least 50,000 words in 1 month, basically the length of a literary novel. Since NaNoWriMo is all about stimulating creativity and getting people creating, we've asked some participants to sit down and talk about their goals and experiences with this now international event. And our next guest is Jeanne, who writes under the name S.J. Hayes. She is the writer of the paranormal romance series Nocturne.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So how long have you been participating in NaNoWriMo?
The first time I did was in 2011. But according to the log that is on the website, because actually when you asked me that, I kind of couldn't remember every year that I did participate or not. I did it in 2011, then 2013, then I know that I took a little break from writing, and I went back to it in 2016, and since then I've tried to do it every year.
So how did you get started? How did you get into the event?
I think around 2010, 2011, that was one of the times in my life, not the first time, but when I decided again to get serious about writing. So I guess I just looked into resources, started to follow some blogs, probably reading about other writers' experiences, and that's how I heard of NaNoWriMo, and I thought, okay, why not? I have to say the goal of writing 50,000 words in a month seemed like really impossible, but I don't know, I like the idea of trying, and I like the whole idea of the community that you could sign up on the website and just be part of something bigger with so many other people.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what are you writing for NaNoWriMo this year?
I'm writing the sequel to my first novel. I've actually been working on it for now 2 years, so I'm in a bit of a difficult time with my writing, but I'm pretty confident now that I'm gonna finish it. Actually, also what I'm doing, because I've been working on it for so long, I'm not really doing the standard NaNoWriMo thing, which is supposed to be like write your first draft. Actually, I've already written not a full first draft, but almost. I have a lot of other previous drafts of this novel already, so right now I'm more trying to do a final version of it.
Yeah. Okay. What's your word count goal?
Well, for this reason, I'm not really thinking in terms of words. I'm just gonna try to write as much as I can. The full novel is supposed to be maybe 90,000 words anyway, so so writing 50,000 words in a month actually seems like more or less what I can try and achieve given the time that I have. If I could write more, that would be great, because that would mean I would be further along. And if I write a bit less, then it doesn't really matter, because I still have to finish the novel anyway in December.
Did you have specific goals in previous years?
Well, yeah, I have to say, when I first started, as I said, it seemed really like an impossible task. So I was just write as much as you can and try to see what you can do. Then there was the year when I got back to NaNoWriMo. I actually had the time where it suddenly seemed possible to achieve it, and that's the only time that I won. I really wanted to win also, just to have that experience and see what it was like, to prove to myself that I could do it. So that time it was really reaching that word count, but most of the time, the thing is, I kind of write all throughout the year. So what often happens is that NaNoWriMo happens and I'm already in the middle of something anyway. So usually what I'll do is I'll just use it to sort of motivate myself to work on it even a little harder. But it's where, actually, that's why I'm usually more of a nano rebel. That's how they call them, where you don't really follow the rules, but in the end, I don't really care. For me, the point is not so much reaching an arbitrary word count. It's getting your writing done.
So you basically, as long as you satisfy your personal goals.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to depend on whatever I'm working at the time. Also 2 years ago, I was kind of like maybe 2/3 into the novel that I eventually published. So I knew that I didn't have enough to go with to like complete the 50,000 words, for example. But I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna go into it, finish it, and then see if I want to continue writing something else maybe or not. And I did a little bit, then I stopped. But yeah.
Oh, that's reasonable. So how do you, I don't know, what is it about NaNoWriMo that appeals to you?
Well, I think, I don't know, I mean, I just like the idea of like doing this with so many other people. It's also like I've realized that it's not even so much interacting with them or meeting with them, because I don't do that many write-ins, and I don't like, it depends on the years. Sometimes I like to try to see what other people are doing and get involved into, I don't know, word wars or various events like this. Right now, well, I have a child, so I feel like my schedule is a little less flexible. I don't really have that that freedom that much anymore, so I just do my own thing mostly. But I still feel like at a psychological level, the knowledge that so many other people are doing it, that we're all in the same boat, sort of like carries me for some reason.
So do you find that that's what keeps you motivated during NaNoWriMo?
Yeah, it's. I'm also, I don't know, I'm almost wondering if there's nothing like something like a Pavlovian reflex that starts when you've been doing it for many years, and when November comes around, you're just like, your mind just automatically goes into, you know, writing is my priority now kind of mode. Yeah.
Do you have a writing routine?
Yeah, well, I do, because mostly I write like when my son goes to preschool now. So basically when he's at school, that's when most of my writing happens. But otherwise, especially when I'm like way behind schedule like I am now, I also try to fit in writing whenever I can or whenever I feel like it. So yes, in a way, but also no, because I'm not always very organized, and I just try to do what I can when I can.
Is there anything you do differently during NaNoWriMo from like your regular
well,
writing
actually,
time?
I would say right now maybe not anymore, but I think that I used to, and what I started during NaNoWriMo, I now just try to apply throughout the year, basically, which is like really have a planning and trying to plan ahead what blocks of time I have that I can dedicate to writing, and try to also try to figure out in advance how much time I have. So maybe how many words that represents. Do I need to be writing more, or I don't know, like things like that. So
makes sense. So your books are primarily in French, right?
Yeah.
How have you found it getting sort of resources or support from the NaNoWriMo community, like in French, for your work in French? Does it make a difference to you?
No, I mean, I don't mind reading resources in English. Like for me,
have you connected with any other francophone writers in NaNoWriMo?
Yes, I have. But I'm trying to think. Yeah, I did know some people who were writing in French as well. But in the end, because it's so much about just like every person is writing their own thing. It's not like we're really sharing. I mean, or we're sharing usually, like people will say, oh, so what are you writing about? And we'll tell each other our stories or, you know, the things like that. But we're not really showing what we're writing at this stage. So I found that it doesn't really make a difference. I mean, it's usually just a question that we ask. I'm like, is there anybody else? Like, for example, if we go to the kickoff party, I will always ask, oh, is anybody else writing in French? Yeah. But sometimes, yes, sometimes no. And I mean, whatever, it's just out of curiosity.
True, yeah. That's cool. So definitely, like when we're talking about community events, what kind of community events have you personally participated in?
Well, I've often gone to the kickoff party. This is usually when I'm like most motivated. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I feel like it's a bit of it's almost like making this commitment when you like meet people and everybody is so motivated and you're like, yeah, we're gonna all do it. So I really like that. usually at the end party, I don't know, it's often like either by that time, I don't know, I'm too busy or I'm less motivated. I don't know. So I haven't gone as often. Sometimes I try to do a couple of write-ins, but to be honest, in the recent years, I found that I'm not necessarily that into write-ins anymore. Or maybe I will go to a couple just to like also keep in touch with some people that I've met. But otherwise, I'm actually more productive at home and just like being at home and not having to go somewhere else. And I tend to get distracted a lot, even if everybody's writing. Like I just look at what's going on around me. Oh, it's a new place, new people. I'm usually more focused at home. So it's not really like some people I know are more focused when they get out of their home, but it's not really my case. So I don't know. I don't feel pressure either to like really go out and do all these things if I don't think that it's gonna help me
that makes
in the
sense.
end.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any advice for anyone wanting to participate?
Yeah. Well, I would say if you want to try it, just try and don't worry about it. You don't like. Also, that's what I do. Like I don't follow the rules. I don't work the way that most people work. Like in fact the whole thing of like getting your first draft out, even if it's garbage, and then you're gonna edit it later, is really not the way that I like to work, and it doesn't really work for me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, if it doesn't work, I mean, that's the thing, is do what you have to do so that it works for you, and take what you want and leave out the rest. And that's what I do. Like I still, I don't know why even. I can't even pinpoint exactly why I like NaNoWriMo and why it helps me, but it does. I just feel like I'm in this thing where I don't know, my mind is like more focused. I'm more motivated.
Yeah.
So that's it. You don't really have to like do it the way that it's supposed to be for it to be worth it. Like even the whole thing about 50K, I mean, that's arbitrary. Like for some people it's easy, for some people it's hard. What I found, that's also maybe why I stuck with this, even though I saw that it was not necessarily the way that I worked. But the first year that I did it, so I failed, but I wrote maybe 30K in November, and I was like, wow, I have never in my life written 30K in a month, and I had been writing for like, I don't know, 15 years or more. So I mean, it can still help you even if you do it your way. Even if you're a kind of person who cannot help but going back and editing. Also, like right now, that's kind of what I do a little bit, because I am past the stage of first draft already. So I want it to look a certain way. So I'm not necessarily in the same mindset as people who are like just trying to get a first draft out. But whatever, I still, it still helps me.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Do it however you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Thank you, Jeanne.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been Everyday Expertise. I'm Angela. Bye. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this interview. Be sure to share this video with friends and colleagues who may also enjoy this topic. Let us know your thoughts by leaving a comment below, or check the description for our social media. See you next time.